Hey people, thanks for coming back, and it's another WWE Supercard video for your delight and delectation. And apologies for not being here last week, but I just took a few days away from the game because I was getting a bit wound up. So you might have noticed I was getting a little tad annoyed with Rhea's Riptide. Now, a lot of you, judging by the feedback I got on social media in the hundreds, all saying what a horrendous event. A lot of it revolved around not being able to get the elements that you needed to progress. Now, I know there are those of you who don't mind paying a few credits to do a few things, and I'm one of those people. I use credits generally when I'm trying to get through an event. So you know you're paying some credits to get some kind of boost to get through an event. So you know what you're getting. My big beef with Rhea's Riptide, I was trying to get that Charlotte airboat, which is like one of the very early things you needed to progress. Couldn't get it. Just could not get it. But I was not going to pay 2,000 credits. 2,000 credits to have another go on that thing. 2,000 credits. And just think about it. 2,000 credits. See, I've got the credits there, which I'm saving for the next event. So as I say, I don't mind getting a few credits here and there. But 2,000 credits for one go on something where it's just a random chance to pull what you need. Now you might say, well, you could pay 2,000 credits on a pack and you're not going to know what you're going to get in that pack. Yeah, fair enough. But when you've got a limited time event where to progress you need this one thing, this is tantamount to gambling. It's encouraging people to gamble for very high stakes. That 2,000 credits, so you need to spend 13 quid, I don't know what it is in US dollars, £12.90. It's obviously going to be a few more dollars, maybe $14, $15. For 2,600 credits, just to have one go. Now bearing in mind I was doing 3 goes for nearly 4 weeks and hadn't got a single Charlotte's airboat in one of those goes. You can see people have been tempted to spend, and you can get people into financial trouble doing that kind of thing. Yes, getting a pack is a random thing, and you know what you're letting yourself in for, but this is like putting people under pressure. If you don't do it by a certain time, well, you're not going to get to play it. And the other big thing is, if it's a special event, it's an event that should be played over a period of time, and it's there for the month. You don't want to be hoping to get the free thing that you need right at the back end of the event to then just rush through it in 10 minutes or whatever. That's not really enjoying an event. That's just like doing a supermarket grab as you go racing through. Now, again, I understand people saying, well, free-to-play players, you can't have everything. No, fine, I agree with that. And as I've said, I'm not a free-to-play player as such. But to have an event that's basically landlocked until like the day before it's due to end or 2 days before it's due to end, that's just not fun. That's not a fun thing. I don't understand why people can't realise that's not a fun thing. Perhaps release some of the early objects that you need within the first week and then do a few more like the next week just to let people progress a little further. Because at the end of the day, the people who were progressing, they were getting random pulls anyway. And there was a few snooty people coming at me on social media saying, oh, we can't expect everything. I wasn't expecting everything. I was just expecting an event where you stood more of a chance to try and have some fun with it before it was virtually finished. But also, it doesn't sit comfortably with me that they're asking 2,000 credits, like 12 or 13 quid per go on something that's limited time. So there will be people out there who have been thinking, oh, well, I need to get this. And the money people could have been spending, yeah, it's a business, I know all of that. But there's ways of making money without actually encouraging people to go mad. And I just felt that's encouraging more of a gambling attitude when you're expecting people to pay that kind of money just for a random turn to get one thing, with no guarantees attached to it at all. Anyway, that's me done with Rhea's Riptide. I did get the free Charlotte's airboat, a couple of days ago, and would you believe it, what happened next walk the ropes I was in, I got another one. Isn't that always the way? So I have bundled all the way through it. So I'm not going to bother showing you individually what I've got there, but as you can see from the old card collection, where things have gone. I do like the foils, I have to say, and I'm a bit of a sucker for the foils, so I'm obviously pleased I got this in the end. It did amuse me that once I'd got that Charlotte's there, but everything else I'd got from free drops, from those random drops, and I'd got enough energy and everything else you needed, so fuel, just to power through to the end. So I did the whole thing it was literally about 10 minutes, which I didn't enjoy, because I wasn't having the fun of discovering new things as you go along. It was just like everything all at once. It's like someone opening all your Christmas presents in front of you and going, there you go, that's your lot. Just took all the fun out of it. Maybe people can understand that analogy better, I don't know. So, certainly in terms of these cards, I've been ripping through these like there's absolutely no tomorrow, so I'm getting messages pinging at me here and there. Again, apologise. Oh yeah, I have to say, I finally got the Bella twins sorted. Finally got the Pro sorted. And firstly, Bree's looking a bit bigger there than I remember. As for Nikki, I had to study this card long and hard. Had a good long hard look at this card. It's like, I kind of feel this is a bit X-rated. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the way I'm thinking. I don't know. But what do you think? It's a little bit racy, isn't it? I'm not against it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against it. I'm just a bit surprised. A bit surprised by it. Anyway, look, I've got a fun thing to pick up. We'll go into quests. Always going on about the importance of quests, as you can see. Redline Revenge quest is done. I don't need to click into these. You know what these are. Ocean Warrior quest. I need to be doing my leagues a bit more, because I've created a women's team that has got all of the lasses that you need for these various events, and virtually done on Kane as well, but again I've got to do the league modes, so I'm a bit slack on my league modes. I took a few days away, as I say, because I hate last man standing. The amount of time that takes, so I thought it's a good weekend to just step away from it. This weekend I have been doing war games. I'll come to that in a second, but look, objective counter 100 out of 100, so let's go in and see what we get from here. It should be one guaranteed card, which is straight away. I think I've got two of her, but I don't think I pro'd her. I need to check into that, and then I'm assuming that everything else is going to be garbage. Oh no, what's that? Oh, it's going to be a train up, isn't it? No, it's not. Oos comes into view. Well, that's a rare one. Two from the same tier, same top tier, top rarity. We'll take some of that. Everything else is going to be rubbish, isn't it? This is probably going to take me over the card limit as well. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. That is a pleasant surprise. There we go. Yeah, everything else is just rewind. Bit of embers. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take those, won't we, people? We'll take those. As I say, I'm pretty sure I've got Lyra. I'm just going to check everything else is not something that I've missed in the mists of time that I need to pro, and everything else is fine. Okay. And a couple of daily quest bits plucked off the board, which I shall do presently. Chad Gable, have you been doing your Chad Gables? I've been doing my Chad Gables. I have got Chad, but I've barely started run through number 2. So I've got Chad himself. As I say, I've barely started number 2. Just click into War Games. I'm going to try and let it play itself, just while I carry on talking for a bit. So we've got another 3 or 4 weeks of this, haven't we? SummerSlam is first weekend in August. We're just coming up to the back end of June. So if we're not looking at another tier until SummerSlam, which will probably come out in that just week ahead, so it'll be last week in July, there's an awful lot of event cards and special event cards, and there's a new event landing apparently this Wednesday. I'm recording this on a Monday, and we've got a new limited time event landing on Wednesday. I'm hoping it's not going to be as painful as Rhea's Riptide, but you just don't know, do you? I can't do that. I've got to play this properly. I can't just sit and let it play in the background. I don't know if this is something that would it be of interest, just watching me actually play the game? Is that an interesting thing? I tend to find that people prefer more of a bit of chat and a roundup, and not just about the game, about what's been going on in life in general, rather than just watching someone trying to exercise the old grey matter and get going on a game. Where were we here? Okay, let's put those two in there. Let's come back and put that one in there, and we'll go. Unless, of course, there's a lot of talking and a lot of chat, and do some kind of live stream. The problem with live streams that I have is we're in a very noisy neighbourhood. I had to pick my moment this lunchtime to try and do this. One, to take a break from working, because I work from home. But two, because there's just a general noise around here. And literally, as I sat down to record, someone shoved a dog out into their garden and then locked it out. So, and it wasn't happy about that. It wanted to come back in again. So I had that to contend with as well. So I'm hoping that I've managed to block out most of the background noise, and you can mostly hear me, maybe a bit of whining from the laptop. It doesn't like these temperatures in London. Temperatures in London are just off the charts. We had an amber warning over the weekend for heat, and it's been cranked up to a red warning. So if I suddenly melt off screen, you'll know what's happened. Okay, well, we're looking good here. And now, as you can see, I've got some boosts on this, because, as I say, I spend a few credits on events. I've always said that, and I've always held my hands up to that. But there's a difference with that, because it's means to an end. You know what you're getting, you know what you're doing, and you know what the target is, and you know you can achieve it, because you're in control of what you're doing. It's not totally random. Right, anyway, I said I wasn't going to moan, didn't I? Kind of broke my promise there a bit, didn't I? Okay. Something else I'm going to do. Oh yeah, firstly, I would say thank you for those of you who've come over to watch myself and Leo doing some videos around the 2026 World Cup, which we're doing on an old YouTube channel of mine that just carries my name. I'll put a link around here somewhere. So if you do want to come and catch up with us there, please do. Obviously, always welcome to see fresh faces and new followers on the different channel. Leo is working on doing something with darts, but he's just come through a heavy exam period himself, so he will be setting something up. He's got the board, he's got the darts, he's playing regularly, so that's something to look forward to in the future. But also, I'm going to dig through the archives again. About 2 months ago, I did a few YouTube shorts, just picking out some highlights from like 10, 11 years ago, when we were first playing, and Leo was getting some of his pulls. When he was, what would he have been? He'd been about 7 or 8 at that time. Time flies. And I might just try and stick a few of those up. But there's a lot going on. I'm actually, some of you know, I'm a sports journalist, so I'm actually doing some work on the World Cup itself, and trying to adhere to American time. So obviously working from the UK. So, and with games kicking off in times that are not always friendly for UK viewers. We've had some 2 a.m, 4 a.m, 5 a.m kickoffs to contend with. So I'm working and living some weird hours at the moment. Not doing an awful lot of sleeping, I have to say. Which is another reason why Supercard kind of took a back seat. But I will try and get back on track. So the usual run of things is we get a video coming out on a Thursday, a Supercard vid, and that's something I'm going to try and get back into. There were reasons, as I say, behind not getting one out last week. I'm already melting. I can feel I'm melting, and I need to go and get a drink. I've even got a fan on me down here, blaring at me. The cat's on the other side of it. He's getting a quick blast as well. Don't blame him. Look, I'm just going to finish there, because I think I've said my bit. I've made my peace with Rhea's Riptide now, and the way I've made my peace, Rhea's Riptide, is to just say I hated it. Simple as that. And yes, you can all have your own views on it, and yes, you can say that I was being harsh on it because I wasn't prepared to spend credits on trying to get the bits that I needed early on in the game, and yes, we got those bits free at the back end. But I maintain it's an event that runs over 4 weeks. Give us a chance to play it over those 4 weeks, not just like for 5 minutes at the end. Because I get it, there was some nice bits and pieces in there. Some nice looking monsters, not quite sure how you meant to pro them without buying some packs, but some great monster cards. There's some good original stuff in there, but just didn't get to see it till right at the end. Anyway, that's it from me. Let me know your thoughts down below on Rhea's Riptide. I've probably said enough on it as it is, but let me know your thoughts down below anyway. I'm assuming you've all now had a go and you've probably finished it, but maybe some of you didn't quite get everything you needed. I don't know. Maybe you're even ranting more than I've been ranting. That's it for now, people. Thanks ever so much. Fluffing my lines right at the end. Thanks ever so much for watching. This is me, Big Jim, overheating, saying, until I see you next time, you stay cool.
People say to me all the time, hey Johnny Wrestling, what does it take to become a winner? To those people I say, try watching BadLadDad's latest video. He'll show you just what it takes to become a WWE Supercard champion.